Since the dawn of time, countless civilizations have risen and fallen. But some didn't just fall, they vanished. They left behind cities carved in stone, symbols no one can read, and mysteries that defy science itself. How could entire nations, millions of people, disappear without a trace? No final battle, no written farewell, only ruins buried beneath the sands of time. From the great cities of the Indus Valley to the silent statues of Easter Island, these are the stories of the world's most mysterious lost civilizations. Societies so advanced, yet so suddenly gone, that even today, historians are still asking one haunting question: what really happened to them? The Indus Valley Civilization, the vanished giants of the East. Over 4,000 years ago, a powerful and advanced civilization thrived along the banks of the Indus River, in what's now Pakistan and northwestern India. The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, was one of the world's earliest urban cultures. Its people built massive cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro with stunning precision. Straight roads, brick houses, advanced drainage systems, and public baths. In an age when most of the world still lived in huts, the Harappans had organized city planning, running water, and even standardized weights and measures. But then, around 1900 BC, everything changed. The people vanished. Cities were abandoned. Streets that once echoed with life fell silent. What happened? Historians have struggled for decades to explain this mysterious collapse. Some believe a massive drought struck the region, drying up the once mighty Sarasvati River and forcing people to migrate. Others suggest invasions by the Aryans, a nomadic group from Central Asia, may have destroyed the civilization. Yet the strangest part? No weapons, no signs of large-scale war, and no single disaster layer have ever been found. It's as if millions of people simply walked away. Even more puzzling is their undeciphered script. Despite thousands of seals and inscriptions, no one can read the language of the Indus people. We don't know what they called themselves, what gods they worshipped, or what truly caused the disappearance. All that remains are the ruins of cities too advanced for their time, the ghosts of a society that rose from the desert and vanished into it just as silently. The ancestral Puebloans, Anasazi, the ghosts of the American Southwest. In the red canyons of the American Southwest lie the haunting remains of a lost civilization. The ancestral Puebloans, also known as the Anasazi. Between 900 and 1200 CE, they built enormous cliff dwellings carved directly into sandstone walls, like the famous Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon. Their architecture was breathtaking. Multi-story homes, ceremonial kivas, and complex trade networks stretching hundreds of miles across what is now Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. They cultivated maize, crafted beautiful pottery, and lived harmoniously with the desert landscape for centuries. But by the 13th century, these cities were suddenly deserted. Entire villages were left behind, food still stored in pots, walls intact, as if the people vanished overnight. Archaeologists found signs of prolonged droughts, crop failures, and even possible civil conflicts. Tree studies suggest a 50-year megadrought might have made survival impossible. Yet there are also clues of something darker. Mass burials, fortifications, and sudden migrations hint at violence and social collapse. Some legends from Native American tribes tell of spiritual warnings, of ancestors who turned away from balance and had to leave their sacred lands. Others speak of mysterious visitors or celestial signs that drove them to flee. No one knows for sure why such an advanced and peaceful society disappeared. Today, the ancient homes still cling to the cliffs, silent witnesses of a people who once thrived, then vanished into the desert winds. The Maya civilization, the fall of a great empire. Deep in the jungles of Central America lies the remains of one of the greatest civilizations of all time, the Maya. For nearly 2,000 years, the Maya ruled vast territories across Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Their cities, like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza, were architectural marvels, filled with towering temples, intricate carvings, and precise astronomical observatories. The Maya were brilliant mathematicians and astronomers. They invented a calendar more accurate than the one we use today. Their writing system was among the most sophisticated in the ancient world. But then, around the 9th century, something unimaginable happened. The great Maya cities were abandoned almost simultaneously. Forests reclaimed the temples. The population plummeted. Within a century, the empire was gone. Scientists have proposed countless theories: prolonged drought, overpopulation, warfare, and political collapse. Yet none fully explain why such a powerful civilization vanished so quickly. Recent research using laser mapping technology, LiDAR, revealed massive, interconnected cities hidden beneath the jungle, suggesting the Maya were even more advanced than we thought. But this discovery also raises a chilling question. How could a civilization so complex, so vast, simply collapse? Perhaps they pushed their environment too far, cutting forests, draining swamps, exhausting soil, until nature fought back. Or maybe, as some inscriptions hint, their rulers lost the favor of the gods, and the people turned away from them. The Maya didn't vanish completely. Their descendants still live today. But the empire that once dominated Central America disappeared almost overnight, leaving behind temples, legends, and questions that may never be answered. The Nabataeans, the hidden kingdom of Petra. In the blazing deserts of Jordan lies Petra, a city carved entirely from rose-red rock. This breathtaking site was once the capital of the Nabataean kingdom, a mysterious civilization that flourished around 400 BCE to 100 CE. The Nabataeans were master builders, traders, and engineers. They controlled the ancient trade routes connecting Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. What's astonishing is how they built a thriving city in the middle of the desert, with complex water channels, reservoirs, and stone-carved temples, all hidden within towering cliffs. Their most famous monument, Al-Khazna, known as the Treasury, is carved with such precision that even modern architects marvel at its symmetry and scale. Yet beyond its beauty lies a haunting mystery. Who exactly were the Nabataeans, and where did they go? By the 2nd century CE, the entire civilization had vanished. Historians believe they were absorbed by the expanding Roman Empire, but the suddenness of their disappearance and the abandonment of their great city still puzzles archaeologists. Even today, Petra stands eerily quiet, an entire stone city with no signs of destruction or invasion, only silence. The Nabataeans left behind no written records, no detailed inscriptions, just majestic structures carved into stone, whispering secrets that time has buried. Some say they deliberately hid their true culture, merging into new societies to escape persecution. Others believe Petra was a spiritual site, abandoned once its divine purpose was fulfilled. Whatever the truth, Petra remains one of the most breathtaking and mysterious ruins on Earth, a monument to a people who mastered the desert, then disappeared into it forever. Long before the rise of the Maya or the Aztecs, a mysterious civilization flourished along the Gulf Coast of Mexico, the Olmecs, often called the mother culture of Mesoamerica. They appeared around 1500 BCE and vanished by 400 BCE, leaving behind colossal stone heads weighing up to 40 tons, some with strikingly African-like features that have sparked centuries of debate. The Olmecs were artists, astronomers, and possibly the first in the Americas to develop writing and a calendar. Their cities, like San Lorenzo and La Venta, featured massive ceremonial centers, pyramids, and advanced drainage systems. But what caused their sudden disappearance? There are no clear signs of war or invasion. Many scholars suspect environmental collapse, floods, shifting rivers, or volcanic activity might have destroyed their farmlands. Others believe the Olmecs' power simply fragmented, giving rise to later civilizations like the Maya. Still, no one truly knows who they were, what language they spoke, or why their civilization ended. Their stone heads, with their mysterious expressions, stare across time, as if watching us, daring us to uncover their lost story. The Rapa Nui of Easter Island, builders of the silent giants. Far out in the Pacific Ocean lies one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth, Easter Island, or Rapa Nui. Here stand nearly 900 enormous stone statues known as moai, some over 30 feet tall and weighing up to 80 tons. These silent giants were carved by the Rapa Nui people between 1200 and 1500 CE and somehow transported miles across the island without wheels, animals, or machines. But by the time European explorers arrived in the 1700s, the society that built them had collapsed. The people were few, the forests gone, and the once great culture had fallen into ruin. What happened? Scientists believe deforestation and overpopulation caused ecological collapse. The Rapa Nui may have cut down all the trees to move their statues, leaving themselves without resources to build homes, boats, or grow crops. Others suggest internal conflict, famine, or even European diseases finished what environmental stress had started. But one theory still fascinates many, that the Rapa Nui may have deliberately toppled their own statues, rejecting their old gods in despair. Today, the Moai stand as lonely witnesses to a vanished culture, a warning about human ambition and environmental limits. The Mycenaeans, the lost warriors of ancient Greece. Before the rise of classical Greece, there was a civilization of warriors and kings, the Mycenaeans. From around 1600 to 1100 BCE, they ruled much of the Aegean, building massive fortresses like Mycenae and Tiryns, and inspiring the legends of Troy and Agamemnon. They were skilled architects and fierce fighters, their palaces decorated with gold and their graves filled with weapons and treasures. The Mycenaeans gave the world the roots of Greek mythology, art, and language. Then, suddenly they were gone. Around 1200 BCE, their cities were burned, their palaces abandoned, and Greece entered a dark age that lasted centuries. Why? Some historians blame massive earthquakes, others point to invasions by the mysterious sea peoples, and some suspect internal rebellion or economic collapse. But no single explanation fits perfectly. Like many lost civilizations, the Mycenaeans left behind more questions than answers, a reminder that even the mightiest empires can fall and fade into myth.